want respect? Nah, forget respect, that's too soft. You want fear. You want to walk into a room and watch their breath catch, their words die, their eyes dart away. No smiles, no nods, just silence so heavy it chokes them. Words are cheap, actions louder, but silence? Silence is a scream that echoes in their heads long after you're gone. People are predictable, weak, always talking, desperate to prove they matter. The more they speak, the more they expose their need for approval. You're different. You don't need their validation. You don't explain, you don't justify. You stand there, blank, unreadable, a void they can't penetrate. Let them fill in the blanks with their own fears. You've been lied to your whole life, told to talk, to play nice, to fit in. How's that working for you? Nowhere, right? Because words are for the desperate. The real power lies in silence, cold, unforgiving silence. It's not just quiet, it's a weapon. When you walk in, the air thickens, the room stills. They'll wonder what you're thinking, what you're planning. And you give them nothing. People don't care about you. They smile, shake your hand, then forget you the second you're gone. That's where your strength lies, when you stop caring about them. Stop playing their game. Stop reacting. The world doesn't reward what you deserve. It rewards those who take without asking. Silence is how you do it. It terrifies them because they can't control what they don't understand. Every time you speak, you give them ammunition to twist your words, to use your voice against you. Stay silent, and you strip them of that power. They'll push, provoke, insult, trying to crack you. But you're untouchable, calm, still. Their noise bounces off you like rain on stone. The longer you stay quiet, the more they unravel, exposing their own insecurities. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. It's a mirror, forcing them to face their fears, their doubts, their need for validation. They'll talk more when they're nervous, desperate to fill the void you've created. Let them spiral. You don't need to shout to be heard. Your presence, unflinching, unreadable, screams louder than words ever could. This isn't easy. It takes discipline. You'll want to react, to defend yourself. Resist. Every time you stay silent, you build power. Every time you refuse to engage, they grow weaker. They'll hate you for it, fear you because they can't predict you, can't control you. That's the goal. Not to fight their battles, but to make them fight themselves. The loudest person in the room is the weakest, begging for attention. The quiet one, the one who doesn't flinch, who doesn't need to prove anything, that's the one with real power. So stop talking, stop reacting. Let your silence become their fear. Stand still like a mountain in a storm and watch them crumble under the weight of their own doubts. That's how you win, without a word. Silence isn't just about staying quiet, it's about what it represents. It's a declaration of independence. It says you don't need their permission to exist. You don't need their praise to stand tall. You don't need their rules to define you. When you embrace silence, you stop being a pawn in their game and become the one they can't stop thinking about. They'll try to break you, to drag you back into their world of noise and reaction. They'll mock you, challenge you, even threaten you. But every time you refuse to engage, you grow stronger. You become a force they can't ignore, not because of what you do, but because of what you don't. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Not the kind that makes people run or scream, but the kind that festers. The kind that creeps into their thoughts when they're alone, when the room is quiet, when they can't escape their own minds. That's the fear you're going to inspire, not with threats or violence, but with your stillness. People are afraid of what they can't understand, what they can't predict. When you give them nothing, no words, no reactions, no clues, you become the unknown. You become the shadow in their periphery, the question they can't answer. And the longer you stay silent, the more they unravel. They'll talk faster, laugh louder, try to fill the void you've created, but it won't work. Your silence will haunt them because it forces them to confront their own fragility. You've seen it before, haven't you? The way people crumble when they're ignored. They'll do anything to get a reaction, to feel like they matter. They'll push harder, get louder, act out, all because they can't stand the idea that you don't care. That's your leverage. When you stop giving them what they want, you take away their power. You make them question themselves, their worth, their place in the world. And the best part? You don't have to lift a finger. You just stand there, silent, and let them destroy themselves. This isn't about being cold or cruel. It's about survival. The world is a battlefield, not of fists or guns, but of minds. Everyone's fighting for control, for relevance, for a piece of the spotlight. And most people, they're fighting with the wrong weapons. They're shouting, arguing, pleading, thinking if they just say the right thing, they'll win. But you're smarter than that. You know the real fight isn't won with words, it's won with presence. It's won by being the one who doesn't need to prove anything, who doesn't need to shout to be heard. Your silence is your strength, your shield, your sword. It's what sets you apart from the noise of the world. Now this isn't easy. Silence takes discipline, more than most people can muster. Your instincts will scream at you to respond, to defend, to explain. You'll feel the urge to fill the quiet, to ease the tension, to make things normal. Resist it. That urge is your enemy. It's the part of you that's been trained to seek approval, to fit in, to play by their rules. But you're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out, to command, to dominate. Every time you bite back a retort, every time you swallow a reaction, you're forging something unbreakable inside yourself. You're building a kind of power that no one can take away because it doesn't depend on them. It depends on you. Let's paint another picture. You're at a table surrounded by people who think they're in charge. They're talking over each other, throwing out ideas, jabs, boasts, trying to one-up each other. You sit there quiet, your hands folded, your eyes steady. At first, they don't notice. They're too caught up in their own noise. But then one of them glances at you, then another. They start to wonder why you're not joining in, why you're not fighting for your place. The conversation slows. Someone asks you a question, fishing for a reaction. You meet their gaze, hold it for a beat longer than comfortable, and say nothing. The room shifts. The air grows heavy. They're waiting for you to break, to fill the silence, but you don't. You let it stretch, let it press against them until they're squirming. And just like that, you're the one in control. Not because you spoke, but because you didn't. That's the beauty of silence. It's a vacuum. It pulls everything toward it. People can't help themselves. They'll try to fill it, to make sense of it, to break it. And the more they try, the more they expose their own weaknesses. They'll reveal their doubts, their fears, their need for approval, all without you saying a word. You become the center of gravity, the force they can't escape. They'll start to second-guess themselves, wondering what you're thinking, what you're holding back. And the longer you stay silent, the more they'll project their insecurities onto you. You don't have to do anything, just exist, unapologetically, undeniably. This is about more than just winning moments or commanding rooms. It's about rewriting how the world sees you. You've spent too long trying to prove yourself, trying to earn a seat at the table. But the table was never the goal. The goal is to be the one they can't ignore, the one they can't forget, the one they talk about when you're not there. And you don't get that by talking. You get it by being the enigma they can't crack, the shadow they can't shake. You get it by mastering the art of silence. Here's how you start. Next time you're in a room full of noise, people arguing, posturing, trying to outshine each other, don't join in. Don't match their energy. Sit back, watch, listen. Keep your face calm, your eyes steady. When someone tries to pull you in, meet their gaze and hold it. Don't smile, don't nod. Let the moment stretch until they look away. You'll feel the power shift, subtle but undeniable. They'll feel it too. The weight of your silence, the unspoken challenge in your stillness. And they'll start to wonder. That's when you know you've got them. This is a practice, a discipline. It's not about being emotionless. It's about control. It's about choosing your battles, not with fists or words, but with the quiet strength of someone who doesn't need to prove anything. The more you practice, the stronger you'll get. The more you lean into silence, the more you'll see how fragile their noise is. They'll push harder at first, desperate to break you, to make you react. But the longer you hold your ground, the more they'll falter. And when they do, you'll know you've won, not because you fought, but because you didn't have to. In the end, silence is your greatest ally. It's the weapon no one sees coming, the force no one can counter. It's the power to walk into a room and make it yours without a word. It's the ability to leave them questioning, wondering, fearing what you might do next. So stop talking, stop reacting, stop chasing their approval. Stand still, be quiet, and let your silence become the loudest thing they'll ever hear.